I want to know what y'all think about what she has to say.
Do you know why body counts were so high for women in the 80s? A lot of us. Mine was huge body count number, man. Lucky they didn't talk about them then. I'm 59. I don't even know their names. Really. Can't even remember. But from a woman who lived it, I'm going to tell you why it's so high. If you want to know what you get when you get an 80s man. Because that's what you're about to get. Donald Trump is about to unleash the 80s guy on you. We gave in. We just f***ed them. So they would leave us alone. That's what we did. What do you think they're going to do now that you have the ability to say no? Because you're not one that just gives in. What do you see happening with violence in this country against women and children? That is the part that's missing. You don't know what we had to live like. I lived it, and I was considered conventionally attractive. I just them so they would go away. That's how I got through the 80s.
Now let me just say, I am not trying to downplay any violence or some type of grape or essay or anything like that that would have been done towards women back in the 80s. I know there are some women out there who have been through a lot, and I make no excuses for those men who did those things to those women. But I am not buying what this lady is selling. I lived in the 80s. I was young, but I lived in the 80s. So I know stuff was going on, but I don't believe it was anywhere close to what she's talking about. Now, if she said the 1800s, yes, I can absolutely see that being the case. A man asked you for something, you just gave it to him because you didn't want to deal with it. But in the 80s, a woman could say no in the 80s. I do not know this woman's life. Maybe she's living in a farm somewhere where they didn't really have police and stuff like that, where men can do whatever they want to do. But in the 80s, if you went out and did something to a woman, you're going to jail. If you assaulted a woman, you were going to jail. So I don't understand what she is saying. Again, if this was 1800s, early 1900s, you couldn't argue with that. But I don't think this is what was happening. And then she says something about what's going to happen when you can't say no, but you can say no. And you could have said no in the 80s too. Now, if you're alone in some strange guy's apartment, yeah, it's going to be hard to say no. If you're walking down some dark alley, yeah, it's going to be hard to say no. You have to remember, she said she didn't know their names or she can't remember their names. So these aren't people who were close to her or people she was around every day. She's talking about strangers. These were people that she was going out, meeting, and sleeping with. You couldn't tell those people no? So this is why I can't really get down with what she's saying. Now, of course, there are some men out there who don't care about laws, none of that. They just do whatever they want to do and they don't care what happens. But that wasn't the norm then and that isn't the norm now. She's talking like she just gave it to any man who asked for it because she just had to. No, I don't think you went about that the right way, lady. I'm just being honest with you. I think you were giving up to people because that's what you wanted to do. Because there were other women out there who lived through the 80s and I don't think they were doing what you were doing. Now, if I'm wrong, ladies, y'all tell me. Again, I do not know her specific story, but she is talking like this is how all women had to handle men in the 80s. No, that's not true. You did not have to do that in the 80s. Men just couldn't go out there and just do whatever they wanted to do. It sounds to me like she is trying to justify her actions from the 80s. And if that's what she's doing, fine. But just say you were hot in the pants, you were fast, or whatever you want to call it. But just say that instead of coming on here trying to act like the 1980s were the 1800s. Because I'm pretty sure in the 1800s, you had no choice. But in the 1980s, women had choices. And ladies, please do not come in here saying, you don't know what we've been through. I know there are horrible men out there. I'm not denying that. I'm not delusional about that. But this lady is trying to make it seem like every man in the 80s was just going to take it from you if you said no to him. That wasn't true in the 80s and it ain't true today. Unless she lived somewhere off the grid and it was a whole different group of laws over there, maybe. But if she lived in the same United States the rest of us lived in, she had rights in the 80s. Now, I want to add, if she's talking about in the workplace or like in Hollywood or something like that, yes, there was a lot of stuff going on like that. But even in those situations, you didn't have to do it. You could have quit your job and did something else. So I'm really not trying to hear that excuse either. You had a choice and you chose. Now, there were a group of women in the 70s and the 80s who had to do it every time a man asked for it. Those women were streetwalkers and they had some pimps standing across the street making sure they did it. So unless you were one of them, I'm not trying to hear anything you're talking about. And the last point I want to make, she said she was conventionally attractive. So there's a good chance she could have found a nice dude, got married, and spent the last 30, 40 years with him. But instead, you decided to go out there and stack more bodies in a cheerleading competition, and then for whatever reason, you turned around and blamed everything on the men.
How many dimes are in a dollar?
How many dimes are in a dollar? There's 10 cents is a dime, and then 4 quarters make a dollar. So, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40. Isn't it, I don't want to say 100. No, wait, hold on. No. Okay, 4 quarters. What? 25 cents per quarter, and that's 4. Okay, so a dime is 10 each. So that's 2 dimes.
We're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay, all right? What the f is going on?
Gives you a quarter and a half.
I'll give you your own question.
Can I take this? Okay. So, 1.5.
No, take your time. Take your time.
1.5 quarter.
1.5 quarter.
No, not 1.5 quarter. Okay. 2 dimes
I'm done. Cut the show.
2 dimes.
is 20 cents. Where's my pin?
No calculator, no calculator.
Oh wait, this is the little thing that they do, and they put it on the little thing. Okay, so yeah, my name is Oshun. It's 2 dimes gives you. I mean, two dimes give you $1.
There you go.
You's a dummy.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna be watching this later in her room like,
I'm retarded?
oh boy, I got a headache. I need some Advil, Tylenol, something. I swear, I'm filing a lawsuit. I'm suing everybody. Public schools, private schools, charter schools, everybody gonna get it. Because this is crazy. I thought blood was about to start dripping from her ears. She was thinking so hard. At one point in this equation, she said 1.25.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
This is ridiculous. And the crazy part is she's not a bad looking girl. So some guy's gonna come along and wife her and she's gonna drive him up a damn wall. Good luck to that guy, her family, or anybody else who has to deal with this chick because this is insane.
I had a guy say that women make relationships transactional. Well, are they not? Everything in life is transactional. So let's kill that narrative about, oh, women want everything to be transactional. Why not? Why do you think that we're supposed to date you and not expect anything?
This lady is absolutely correct. Everything is transactional. So when these women go out with us, we should know that they're going to expect something in return. But let's be clear, a transaction goes both ways. So after that man spends $200, $300, $400, $500 on dinner, you can't be mad at him for expecting you to go back to his place and complete the transaction. Because like R. Kelly and Biggie said, I know you're used to us spending.
What tools emotionally can I utilize to disconnect from a cheating spouse who is not able to let go of her little side friend?
What kind of tools? Sir, the only thing you need is a front door to throw that cheater out.
I guess she's not seeing them because I'm monitoring her movements.
Hold on, time out. You are monitoring the movements.
She drives my car.
Be honest, don't lie.
Yeah.
Have you drove over to where she be at?
Hell yeah. Took pictures.
Ooh wee. Hey, you trying to hurt yourself.
Hold on though. I want to know because you skipped to she cheating on you, she driving your car, blah, blah, blah. What type of foundation did you set? Were you cheating first?
Now that is a fair question. If he was cheating on her and then she went out and cheated on him, even though I don't agree with it, that would be a little more understandable. But that ain't the case.
Ever, never.
Hold on. What does your household look like, right? Because a lot of times when a woman starts to wander, there's no discernment in the household. There's no stability. There's no leadership. There's no romance. There's no patience. There's no hello. Let's talk about it. So what kind of household do you have that your woman driving your and going to see another man? And I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm saying is that you are the leader of the household. You are supposed to provide the covenant. You are the shepherd of the household. And so if you look at what your woman is doing, if you follow a happy woman home, you'll find a happy husband that answers the door. So what kind of environment did you create that this woman out here running the streets?
Shut up. Sit your ass down.
I swear I haven't seen anybody reject or block accountability like this since LeBron James in Game 7 against the Warriors. I really think something's wrong with some of you women.
Lord, what's wrong with them?
Y'all just can't accept accountability. You just can't do it. It has to be something that the man did. Did you think for just 1 minute that maybe, just maybe, she cheated because it was a Tuesday? Did you ever think about that? Because you do know women cheat just to cheat, right? They don't all need a reason. Why does it have to be on him? I've had a problem with this chick for a long time. She should say the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life on TikTok. And the fact that dude brought her onto the show, that's making me look at him like,
Nigga!
I have no idea why she's on that show. But I do think he's starting to second guess himself because the way he looked at it right here, somebody might get fired on Monday. That's all I'm saying. And the worst part about the whole video is there were women in the audience cheering and clapping for this foolishness. That lets you know how widespread this disease is. They can't accept accountability. It is always our fault, fellas. It is nothing we can do about that. It will always be on us. You can go out there and be the perfect husband. If your wife cheat on you, you did something. You did something. It's just what it is. And I'm about tired of that. And a lot of other men are tired of that. The man asked a question to get some help. I don't understand what help he's looking for. It's a very simple solution to his problem, but he was on there asking for help. And she took that moment to take whatever question, whatever issues he had and dump it right back on his lap. Am I surprised by it? No, especially coming from this chick. But am I tired of it? Yes. And I know some of you are thinking this isn't a big deal, but it is a big deal because there are some women out there who want to be accountable. They're trying to be accountable, but then they'll see something like this and it's a huge setback. So now if that same girl goes out and cheat on her man, she's just gonna look at him like, I'm just saying. Leave your thoughts in the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.